In the year 1884, Colorado was a land of vast contrasts. Gold and silver gleamed in the hands of miners, who filled the thriving town with wealth and excitement. Lavish buildings stood tall against the backdrop of rugged mountains, their glimmering facades showcasing the prosperity of those fortunate enough to strike it rich. In stark contrast, Jack Turner trudged through the streets, his weathered jeans patched and dirt-streaked from long days on the trail. A poor cowboy, with little more than a worn hat and a heavy heart, he felt the weight of rejection as he looked at the bustling life around him. As he walked, Jack's stomach growled, reminding him of his need for shelter and food. The lively taverns and shops buzzed with laughter and chatter, yet he felt like an outsider. The townspeople, clad in fine clothing, glanced at him with disdain. Jack pressed on toward the only inn in town, hoping to find a warm bed for the night. Little did he know that fate had other plans. In this town of riches and pride, his story was just beginning, setting the stage for unexpected kindness that would change everything. Jack Turner had been on the trail for days, his boots worn and dusty from countless miles under the hot Colorado sun. With tousled hair and a weathered face, he embodied the spirit of a hard-working cowboy, dedicated to his craft but weighed down by misfortune. Each day was a new challenge as he tended to cattle and fought to earn a modest living. Jack's heart was as heavy as his saddlebag, filled with hopes that seemed just out of reach. Despite his struggles, he carried an unwavering determination. He often found solace in the open skies and rugged landscapes, which reminded him of simpler times. Yet, as he entered the wealthy mining town, the glittering buildings and lively streets only amplified his loneliness. Jack's stomach grumbled loudly, a reminder of how long it had been since he had a proper meal. With every step toward the inn, anxiety gnawed at him. Would he find shelter at last, or would rejection yet again leave him out in the cold? Little did he know that his fate was about to change when kindness unexpectedly crossed his path. Jack pushed open the heavy wooden door of the town's only inn, his heart racing with hope. The air inside was warm and fragrant, with the smell of roasting meat, a sharp contrast to the chill he felt outside. However, as he stepped into the brightly lit room, the lively chatter instantly quieted. Heads turned, and curious eyes scanned him from head to toe. Jack's worn jeans, dusty boots, and tattered shirt told a story of hard work and struggle that not one person in this affluent establishment could understand. The innkeeper, a stout man with an arrogant demeanor, looked Jack up and down with disdain. "What do you want?" he asked sharply, his voice dripping with contempt. When Jack stammered out his request for a bed for the night, the owner's laughter echoed through the room. "We don't take in drifters like you," he sneered, waving his hand dismissively, as if Jack were nothing more than dirt beneath his boots. Feeling humiliated and defeated, Jack turned away, keenly aware of the judgmental stares following him out of the inn. As he stepped back into the bustling street, despair settled over him once again. Little did he know that help was closer than he thought. As Jack stepped back into the bustling street, Samuel Graves observed the scene from his perch near a nearby shop. A wealthy rancher with silver-streaked hair and a well-tailored coat, Samuel had lived long enough to recognize the struggles of those around him. His deep-set eyes, often filled with mirth and wisdom, now reflected concern as he watched the young cowboy's disheartened retreat. Known for his integrity and compassion, Samuel believed in treating everyone with respect, regardless of their social standing. He had built his fortune through hard work and was often seen helping those in need. As he recalled the interaction between Jack and the innkeeper, a sense of injustice stirred within him. This was not just an ordinary matter of business. This was a young man looking for dignity in an unyielding world. Determined to make things right, Samuel decided it was time to act. He stood up straight, smoothing down his coat as he made his way toward the door of the inn. He knew that sometimes even small acts of kindness could alter someone's path in ways they couldn't yet imagine. Today, he would ensure that Jack's story took a turn for the better. As Samuel Graves walked toward the inn, memories flooded his mind, adding depth to his determination to help Jack. Many years prior, he had met a young and ambitious cowboy in need of assistance. Jack had borrowed money from Samuel to help save his family's struggling ranch, promising to pay it back once he could get back on his feet. Despite the years that had passed since their paths first crossed, Samuel remembered Jack's earnest eyes and hopeful spirit. He could see that same spirit now beneath the layers of hardship etched on Jack's face. That debt had weighed heavily on Jack over time, but Samuel never forgot the promise he made to allow him time to find his footing. As he approached the inn, Samuel felt a sense of responsibility toward Jack. It wasn't just a financial obligation, it was an opportunity to offer support when it mattered most. The young man deserved a chance to reclaim his dignity, and this was Samuel's moment to step in and help rewrite Jack's narrative. With a firm resolve, he pushed open the door again, ready to change the course of both their lives. With purpose in his stride, Samuel entered the inn, the warm air washing over him like a wave of determination. He spotted Jack standing at the edge of the street, shoulders slumped and gaze cast down, a stark contrast to the vibrant life buzzing around him. Samuel's heart ached for the young man who had once held such promise, and he knew he couldn't let this moment pass without action. As he approached Jack, the noise from the inn faded into the background, and it felt as though time stood still. "Jack," he called gently, drawing the cowboy's attention. When their eyes met, Samuel saw a flicker of surprise, followed by cautious hope. "I've been meaning to speak with you." With a steady hand, Samuel pulled out an old piece of parchment from his coat pocket, the deed to the inn. "You deserve more than what that innkeeper offered you. This is yours now." Jack's eyes widened in disbelief as he took the deed. "You're getting a second chance, son," Samuel continued firmly. In that moment, kindness surged between them, forging a bond that would change both their lives forever. Jack's hands trembled as he held the deed, his mind racing to comprehend the magnitude of what Samuel had just given him. The faded parchment felt heavy in his grip, weighing down his heart with a mix of shock and confusion. For so long, he had struggled to survive on the fringes of society, and now he found himself suddenly thrust into unexpected wealth and responsibility. His thoughts spiraled as he considered what this new life would require of him. Could he manage an inn? Would he even know how to run a business? Jack's heart swelled with gratitude for Samuel's kindness, yet a nagging doubt crept in. What if he failed? The fear of losing everything again seemed almost unbearable. Around him, the bustling town continued on, oblivious to the internal battle raging within him. The laughter of townsfolk echoed in his ears, reminding him of all the times he'd felt like an outsider. This moment was both a dream and a daunting reality. As he looked up at Samuel, determination began to flicker within him. Perhaps it was time to believe in himself again and embrace the opportunity that lay before him. As the days turned into weeks, Jack began to settle into his new role as the owner of the inn, and with it came a remarkable transformation in how the townspeople viewed him. No longer just a poor cowboy, he became a figure of respect and admiration. Word of Samuel's generous act spread quickly, and soon people were curious to see who this young man was, who now held sway over the very establishment that had once rejected him. Jack worked tirelessly to improve the inn, welcoming travelers with warmth and kindness. His genuine smile replaced the disdainful looks he once received. The townsfolk began to stop by, drawn in by the delicious meals he prepared and the laughter that filled the air. They saw him not just as an owner, but as someone who cared about their community. Children ran to greet him, and friends gathered for evening chats over cups of coffee in his newly bustling inn. Jack felt a sense of belonging that he had never known before. He had transformed from an outcast into a vital part of this vibrant town, earning friendships and respect through his hard work and dedication. It was clear that kindness had indeed changed everything for him. With his newfound success and respect in the community, Jack often reflected on Samuel Graves' life-changing generosity. He felt an immense gratitude toward the older rancher, whose kindness had made it possible for him to rise from the depths of despair. To honor this bond, Jack decided that he would use the inn not only as a source of income, but also as a refuge for those who found themselves in similar situations he once faced. Every week, Jack set aside a few rooms free of charge for travelers who were down on their luck. Just as Samuel had stepped in to help him when he needed it most, Jack wanted to extend that same compassion to others. He welcomed weary souls with open arms, providing them with a warm bed and hearty meals. The inn became known as a place where kindness flourished, and stories of hope circulated among both locals and visitors. Jack took great pride in ensuring that no one felt the sting of rejection he had once experienced. His journey from a poor cowboy to an innkeeper with purpose taught him that true wealth is measured not by what one possesses, but by how one uplifts others in need. As Jack reflected on his journey, he realized how deeply intertwined the themes of dignity, gratitude, and kindness were in shaping his life. From a once rejected cowboy to a respected innkeeper, his transformation was not merely about gaining wealth or status, but about forging meaningful connections through compassion. Samuel's act of kindness had sparked a chain reaction, reminding Jack that even the smallest gestures could create significant impacts in others' lives. By opening his inn to those in need, Jack learned that dignity is something everyone deserves, regardless of their circumstances. Each traveler he welcomed brought their own stories of struggle and hope, creating a community bound by shared experiences and mutual support. The inn became a sanctuary where laughter echoed, friendships blossomed, and humanity thrived. Jack understood that acts of kindness are powerful. They have the potential to bridge divides and uplift spirits. In honoring Samuel's generosity, he not only changed his own fate, but also transformed the lives of many others who walked through his doors. Ultimately, Jack's journey exemplified how gratitude can lead to giving back, creating a ripple effect of goodwill that enriches everyone involved.